Good evening. It's a Thursday, and we are back right here on NSAKA Ubuntu channel. Apologies for the technical challenges that we are having with live television. These are some of the issues we have to deal with. Well, we are back with another exciting topic, and we are looking at who is supposed to make all the decisions in a home. As usual, we do have Evangelist Herbert Shaabula present. Good evening, Evangelist. How are you? Evangelist, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Good evening. Welcome to the program.
Good evening, and how are you?
Fine, thank you. Auntie Caroline. Yeah, we seem to be having connectivity issues. Bear with us with this load shedding. Everything seems to be worsening. Auntie Caroline, are you there? Good evening and welcome to the program.
Good evening, CJ, and good evening, Evangelist. And good evening, listeners.
Caroline, and good evening, Emmanuel and CJ.
Well, before this technology collapses on us, we better get into our program tonight. The discussion is centered on decision making in a home. As we get started, Evangelist, perhaps you could break it down and define the terms that need defining, and so that people can be able to follow through as the discussion goes on, whatever big terms that we are likely to be encountering in tonight's discussion. Evangelist, over to you.
Thank you so much, CJ. Tonight, I have a few words that I would like us to look at. Some of these words are husband and wife. Now, when we talk of a husband, we are talking about a male. In this case, we are talking about a male who is married to a female called the wife. So those are some of the terms that we're going to use. Then we're going to talk about partnership. Now, partnership, we're going to talk about, we are looking at two people that have got to work together, live together, play together, and pray together. So, and then decide the issues together, issues that affect them as a couple. Those are some of the things that we're going to look at. Then we shall also look at areas of working together. That is the decision making. And then we'll also look at what type of decisions can be made by the husband, and the decisions that can be made by the wife, and the decisions that can be made by two people. And then from there, we'll look at also how bad decisions can affect the family in terms of either monies or the name or property can be lost, or something tragic can happen because somebody made a bad decision. So these are some of the things that we're going to look at this evening. Hello?
Okay, am I audible this time? Am I audible? Are you able to hear me? And Caroline, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm able to get you, CJ.
All right, okay. Yeah, a lot of technical glitches. Please give us your opening remarks, even as we are getting started.
Okay. The decision is between a man and a woman who has decided to settle, to be together in a relationship, in marriage, and a man taking the leadership, and the woman submitting to the man, and the two becomes a couple, and there'll be decisions being made between the two. And today's topic, we are talking about who makes the decision, the leadership and the decision making. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Evangelist, we're going to throw the ball to you so that you can take us through, and then we'll get the questions coming in after you make your submissions. Okay. I'm not able to get Evangelist. Auntie Caroline, are you able to hear him?
No, I'm not able to get him either.
Tonight, the connectivity seems to be terrible.
Yeah.
Evangelist, can you check if perhaps maybe you are muted? Because the video seems okay, we can see you. Okay. We can't hear you. Maybe if you're using an earpiece, maybe if you remove it, you try it without the earpiece.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear you now.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Can I go on? Can I go ahead?
Yes, please. You can, yes, you can go ahead. You can shoot.
What I was saying is that when a man proposes a lady and the lady accepts to get married to him, before they get married, in their courtship, there will be so many things that they will discuss. And among those things that they're going to discuss is also decision making. In their decisions, who is going to make the decisions? Is it a husband? Is it a wife? Or both of them? This decision must be made during courtship, so that, you know, as they move together, they know exactly what to expect. Now, as they live together, there will be things that will come before them. There will be a decision that will have to be made. Now, during their courtship, they must agree that, for example, I'll give you an example. They may agree that both people can make decisions separately, probably because of work or because of situations. Each one of them should be able to make a decision on behalf of the family. That means that, you know, the person must examine what decision is going to make and the effect on the family, or the consequences on the family. So when a decision is heavy and it cannot be made by one person, during courtship, you should be able to agree to say, I think such decisions should be put to the round table so that both of us can discuss the matter and make a decision together, or both of us. Now, for example, let me give you an example. If it comes to buying a house, one person cannot make a decision. Whether it is the husband or the wife will not make a decision alone. He or she will have to involve the other partner, because they have to find the money. Where will the money come from? Are they going to borrow from the bank? If they will borrow from the bank, how much will be required? What will be the interest? And what is the repayment period? Now, this means that, these two people should be able to know where to find the money, where the money will come from. Because if this decision is poorly taken, it will affect the family. You find that sometimes, the bank will come and grab the house or the car or whatever item or property you borrowed, you got into a debt. So it is important that you sit down and discuss. There are certain decisions that can be made by the wife alone. For example, the children. The child, one of your children wants to go and play, in town with the friends, to leave home and be away for 2 hours. The mother can make a decision on behalf of the father or the family. So before she makes that decision, there will be certain things that you put into consideration to look at the consequences, or maybe things that can affect the young person whilst he's there. How safe or how dangerous is the journey and the place where the person is going. So all these will be considered. And how long will this child be there? What mode of transport is he going to use? So these are some of the things that the mother will decide, even without the father being involved. And when after she has made this decision, it's just a matter of informing the husband to say, whilst you were away, John came and asked for permission to go to town, considering that it was safe and will be here in good time. I allowed him to go and play. A good husband should be able to believe the wife that the decision that has been made, it has been made in the best interest of the family. So that is how it should be. And there are also certain times when the husband can make individual decisions. For example, let me, for example, he has got to buy something like a deep freezer, and it is a need in the family. It has been discussed over and over in the family, and now the husband is sure that even the wife will like this decision. The husband may take that decision and implement it and buy that fridge, because he knows that at one time or some time back it was discussed with the wife, and because they didn't have money, they could not buy it. But now, because there's this money and the gentleman has got the opportunity and the chance, so he decides to buy it on behalf of the family. So that is a decision that has been made without consulting the wife. but which has been considered to be a good decision for the family. Now, I want to define what a good decision is. A good decision is a decision that will add value to the family. A decision that will add value to the family. And also a decision where there are no risks. A decision where there are no dangers. A decision where there will not be any loss of life or property or money. So when you make that decision, then it means that decision is good. Now, there are certain times when we want to take, for granted that the decision you are making is good. So the best thing to do is actually to consult your friends for the health of your relationship. In most cases, it is better to consult. There are certain times when we take, our wives or our partners for granted. That, if I do this, then my partner will accept it. My counsel here, or my advice here, is that let's double check, find out whether it is to the position of your partner that you should get that fridge or you should not. So it is important to double check. Do not take her or him for granted. Tastes or likes can change. Because probably at one time, that time your wifey or your husband wanted that TV or that fridge, but he no longer wants it. So the best thing is to consult. But again, do not be over consulting. If you over consult, it means that you will not be able to move. There are decisions that we have got to make on money. How we are going to spend the money, where the money will come from, how much money we need. So that requires the input of your friends. For the good health of your relationship, discuss the finances together. Discuss the decisions to buy a car, a house. Discuss the decisions that have got to do with the running of the business. Discuss the decision of bringing in people that you are going to live with in your home, so that both of you are comfortable with them. Because sometimes you may bring somebody who is very old and you are not able to control him or her, so you have a problem with such a person. The best thing that you can do is to consult your friend. And so, for example, like school, when you want to take your child to a school, for school, it is important for two of you, for the two of you to decide which school you take your child to. You are going to look at the safety of the child. You are going to look at the excellence of the school in terms of the buildings, in terms of lessons, in terms of teachers, in terms of morals, in terms of just the behavior, behavior. So those things must be discussed with your wife. And so on and so forth. Let me put a full stop here and allow my friends to come in also. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Evangelist, for that submission. Auntie Caroline, we'll take your submissions at this point before we start reading comments as well as attending to questions.
Okay. Thank you, CJ. What we're looking at is decision making. Who makes a decision in a home? When we look at the courtship itself, when you start courtship, It is a man who makes a decision to be with the woman that he likes. In the first place, it is a man who takes the decision to marry. And a woman, if the woman likes and she's comfortable with the man, she agrees or she accepts, okay, with the decision the man has made. So when the two get married, decision making can be both, but mainly the man makes the decision, then consults with the woman. There are times that even a woman sometimes can make a decision, but to always consult with the man to say, oh, this is the decision, I was looking at this. Before she goes ahead, for example, like when a woman makes a decision to say, okay, I'll be going for example, I'll be going for kitchen party. Okay? I'll be going for a kitchen party. When that decision is made that I'll be going for a kitchen party, we first consult. You consult your friend. Oh, there is this, a friend is having this party, or my friend is doing this and that. Then the other person agrees. Okay? So if it's a bad decision, maybe like the man makes a bad decision to say, because I'm the head of the house and this is the decision I'm going to make, to say this is what is going to be. I think it's important to just allow also the helper God has given you to just help you to say, I think when I look at this decision, this is the positive, or this is the pros, and this is the cons. These are the positives, these are the disadvantages of the decision that you have made. I think both will agree, because when a man is leading, mostly is given the headship to make a lot of decisions in a home. And a woman will advise, or maybe will submit to it, or will advise to the decision that the man has made. So most of the time, a man has given that authority by God to make decisions. Because when we look back in the beginning, God gave Adam the power, like to decide, to name the animals, to make decisions. And God gave him to say, I think it is not good for a man to be alone. He needs a helper. So when a man is given a helper, even when a man makes decisions, the woman will advise, or maybe the woman will look at the decision that a man has made, or maybe she'll help in a way that she'll look at the positives, she'll look at the negatives of the decision that has been made. And both will agree, or both will look at the decision together and look at how is this going to benefit both of us? How is this going to benefit the family? So as a result is that always, most of the time, a man makes a decision, and the woman will advise, or maybe look at the decision the man has made, and both of them, they will agree. Or maybe the decision is not helpful for the family, or maybe the decision is not maybe helpful for the wife. So both of them will agree on the decision that has been made by man. But there are times that even a woman makes decisions in more especially like when it comes to childbearing. I can give an example of when it comes to childbearing. Both of them makes decision, because there are times that they agree to say the decision will be like, okay, me, I want 5 children. And the wife will say, me, I want 2 children. So on that, when it comes to children, how many children are we going to have? I think both make decisions, because we are looking at why am I saying when it comes to children, how many children are we going to have? How many children are we going to have? Both of them makes a decision, because this has to do with both of them. It affects more, especially the woman. She's the one who's more on a heavy carrying that burden of having children. Because, for example, there are times that maybe the woman has complications. Okay, maybe the woman has complication, cannot maybe bear more than 2 or 3 children. Then the man will say, all I want 5 children. So on that decision, on that matter, the woman also makes a decision to say, I can only have maybe 2 children because of maybe because of the complications, maybe I'm hypertensive, maybe because of this complication concerning my health as a woman. So when it comes to that, both makes decisions.
Yes.
Are you getting me, CJ?
Are you getting me, CJ? Yes, louder.
I'm getting a feedback from my side. Hello? Hello? Hello?
I can hear you. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So that's what I was saying, to say when it comes maybe like how many children are we going to have? How many children do we have? Both makes decisions, because it involves the health of the other person, not only the man, but also the health of the woman. So when it comes to how many children are we going to have, when it comes to procreation, both makes decision. And when it comes now to finances in a home, when it comes to finances in a home, also both, I think, are supposed to make decisions, because there are times that maybe both of you are working. Okay, both of you are working. Some time back, way back, maybe in our olden days, we find that only maybe our father was working and our mother would be a housewife. And most of the time, our father will bring the whole money home to say this is, and our mother will make decisions of what we're going to buy, what we're going to do. This goes to there, this goes to groceries, this goes to children's school, this goes there. So most of the time in that case, like both equally, both will make decisions. Today in our modern days, you'll find that both of you are working. And there is also a decision like who takes care of the children at this particular day? Who takes care of the children at this particular day? There are those who both of them are working and the children are going to school. There's also children pick up from school. So sometimes you find that a man makes a decision to say, me, I'm busy, it's only you, and the other person is also working. Okay? So in that situation, both of you makes the decisions to say, I think I will not manage maybe to pick up the children because at my workplace maybe so maybe I've got other meetings and all that. So both of you decide and plan how you are going to manage the program of the children. So in our days today, I think both makes decisions and agree, but there are most decisions that are made by a man, because he's the head and he leads the family. Thank you so much, CJ.
All right. Thank you, Auntie Caroline. I'm just going to read a few messages that people made contributions to on this topic. Okay, so let me start with. Okay, so Rafik writes. He says, even when okay, uh, let me start it from the top. Okay, I'll start with Barbara. Barbara says both parties need to make decisions together, and yes, there is crisis in modern marriages, most especially if both are working or doing something. They find it difficult to reach agreement simply because they are both bringing something on the table. So everyone wants to be heard. This is Barbara. Rafik says husband makes decision, the head makes the decision. Okay. Josephine says both those couples who decide together prosper. Okay. Then Lance comes in. He says the head of the house with I'm sure he's answering who makes decisions. So he says the head of the house with consultation from the wife. Not all modern marriages uh, have crisis. Crisis only exist in damage-led marriages. Since Vamutakatira Munyamata, and without any counsel or guidance, the two start living together, trying to figure out how a marriage works. And because the man head, he is the head, he thinks he runs the show and just doing the woman a favor. Okay. Equal rights issue just brought more harm than good. Um, okay. And then Mr. Abia says the husband is the head of the family. Now, since he's the head, it does not mean that all decisions will be made by the husband. No. His job is to lead. When the family is having a meeting, the husband is going to be a chairman of the meeting. The husband must be orderly at all times. He should lead by example. The husband must value the wife and his children at all times. He should make sure that in the house there is peace, order, respect at all times. I may go on and on. Okay. Now, Rafik responds something on equal rights. He says, if God allowed equal rights in marriage, there would be chaos. Even the president and the vice president don't have equal rights, but everyone enjoys their rights in their circles. Same in the house. Wife, enjoy your rights in wife circle. So is the husband. Then Mr. Abia writes again, let's not allow these white men confuse us by bringing the term equal rights. Equal rights in what exactly? Tomorrow they will bring equal rights on paying bride price. All right. Let me just end here. I've read a lot of messages. Maybe we can pick these up later on. I can see Evangelist has dropped off. Okay, Auntie Caroline, what is your take when it comes to equal rights? We have this drive for equal rights, and the modern woman is also fighting and claiming for equal rights. How is the issue of equal rights handled in a home? What do you think? What is your opinion?
My opinion in the equal rights, it's about work in our what a man can do in workplaces, a woman also can do. If a man, if you CJ can be an engineer, I can also be an engineer. If CJ, you can be a doctor, I as a woman can also be a doctor. But when it comes to marriage in a home, I don't think there is no equal rights. That's how I understand it. God made everything clear accordingly to the way He's made it. There is Christ, okay, Jesus Christ. There is the man who's the head of the family. There's a woman who's a home, because a man finds a home in a woman. It is a woman who builds a home. It is a man who heads a family. So when we say equal rights, we are just distorting the way God has just put everything according to His way. Okay, a woman will always lead. A man will always lead the family. The woman will submit and build a home. That's what I think I know. This thing of 50-50 in a home, it is so distorted, and it is so bringing a lot of confusion in a home. We need to respect the order of God. A man will always be the head of the family. A home where there is 50-50, where the woman says, I've got my equal rights. In a home, I can also do. There's always confusion. There's confusion in our homes because we want to take the headship of a man. We want to take the position of a man as a woman in the house. It doesn't matter if the woman is bringing more in a home. The man will still lead the family. The man will still head the family. So there are women who are earning more than a man. But it's the best thing that we can do is allow the order of God. Let the man lead. And we submit as a woman. Hello, Sage, are you getting me?
Hello, Sage, are you getting me? Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Loud and clear. So now,
Yes.
still on this issue of equal rights, especially if the woman seems to be the breadwoman, the breadwinner, she's the one that is bringing the money. It seems a common trend where now there's no respect for the man. How can a family handle such situations? Because we hear they say that if once a man stops providing in a home and whatever, then the woman will no longer respect, and what will follow, it will be chaos, it will be maybe even divorce and the like. In the modern day, is there a way of harmonizing things even when the woman is getting more, or the woman seems to have an upper hand in terms of resources, finances, and the like?
Okay, CJ.
Okay,
In
CJ.
such a case, like the woman is earning more, the man should still take the headship as a man. Because even if the woman is earning more, the man should not sit and fold hands to say, I can't do anything. My wife, she's the one doing everything, and it is the privilege that the woman she's capable of doing this and that in a home. A man's pride a man should just rise. Even if it's not a white collar job, a man can still be useful and can still lead in a home. Because, for example, a woman maybe is earning more money. There should be something that the both of them should decide, that maybe a woman should run a certain, maybe if it's a company, allow the man to run that. Okay, allow the man to run your company and put him maybe a director of that certain company. If maybe is his profession is away from what you're doing as a woman. Maybe his profession is contrary from what you're doing as a woman. A man can still do something. A man can still do something because God never created anyone with nothing. When God created man, whether man or woman, he still created you with that ability to create wealth in a man, in a home. So a man should just not fold hands to say, no, because me, I can't do anything. It is a woman who's working. Even the little that you are providing for a home, that God put you. Because even when God was creating Adam, he said, you have to tear the land. Okay? God was so clear to say, man will tear the land to provide for your children, to provide for your family. So in our modern days, if it is a woman who's doing more, I think a man should also try to use his hands that God has given him to create something, to just to put something on the table for the family. Again, if a woman is gaining more, then there's disrespecting to a man. I think it's so painful for a man to be disrespected. If there's something that the most need for a man, it's to come home to a woman where he's finding home, peace. Yes, where he's finding peace. In a home where he's coming home to find peace. Where in a home where he's rushing to say, I'm going home to, a woman should create that home for a man. That is peace. So it doesn't matter how much money you are creating. That's why you need to sit down and plan and talk about certain things, and decide certain things that this is what we should do. If you're not working, I think this is what we can still plan and decide. This is what we can do. You help and push your man to do something, and that ability that God has put in him. Thank you so much, CJ.
Thank you, Auntie Caroline. Running with the same on the same line. Oftentimes,
Yes.
the partner who makes the most, or the one who is providing, usually tends to be controlling and feels the decisions they make should be final. Okay. Now, how? What is your take when it comes to controlling partners?
Okay.
Okay.
When it comes to controlling, controlling, power and control really puts um, uh, off the other person. Yes, because I have money, whatever decision that I'm going to make, it's final. Because remember, as a couple, when you love each other, you plan together, you make decisions together. Even if me as a woman, I have more money, if there's love, there's respect, I'll still submit to my husband because one, there's love. So we are looking at also the foundation. We are looking at also the relationship between the two couple. So if the relationship is mutual, there's understanding, there's respect, there's love, I think the respect will still stand to say, my husband is the head of the house. You give him that power to decide and to control the home. So if I'm earning more money, then I say my husband can't say anything. My husband should listen to me. Then also there's a problem in this home. Even if there's one earning more money, as a woman is earning more money, if there's love, there's respect, there's much understanding, I don't think there'll be toxic in the home, you still plan together. You still work together. You still make decisions together as a couple, because there's this solid foundation that is holding a home, that is holding the two of you together, which is love, respect, okay, and understanding. Unless if these two, uh, if there's a problem in a home, there's something that you're not working out, then there'll be a problem. Then there'll be disadvantage, like because I'm earning even more money, then that one will just be like adding to more advantage to say, I can now control because I have this, because the foundation there, there's um, there's a problem in a home. If there's a problem in a home, when one is even earning more money, I think there will even be greater problems in a home. But no matter how much a woman is earning more, if there's understanding, there's respect, there's love, things will just work smoothly, and you plan together, you make decisions together, you work together in a way that both of you, you'll be happy. I think that's what I can say when it comes to control.
When it comes to control,
Then there must be a
then
problem.
there must be a problem. Yeah, usually tumamvira twakazi ndiye wavuta maningi. Ine nisevenza nireta ndarama. Then futi nyambovutikana mambale na machani. Then nayo niretire mapresha yanga.
And one thing,
And
CJ,
one thing,
one thing
CJ, one thing
about a woman.
about a woman.
A woman is very easy to handle. Believe me, CJ, if a woman is loved right by her husband, no matter how much no matter how much she can be a director of a company, she can be there. When she comes home, she's a wife. A woman is very soft. She's a very soft sport when it comes to loving right. When a man supports her and loves her correctly, even if she can be the minister, she can be the director of a company, if she's loved right, she's supported, believe me, when she gets home, she's a wife. That is a woman. Where the problem comes in is a man who cannot support, a woman who knows to see, who the husband knows to say, my wife has money. Where there's, hey, mulayumfwa because you have money, mulayumfwa because you have what? There's so much toxicity coming from a man. Then the woman will take advantage because she's seeing herself as a bigger person in that home. She starts seeing herself as a bigger person because of there's no support from the husband. One thing I've known is that when a man has support and loving correctly a woman will always bring herself down and submit, no matter no matter her level, no matter her status. When it comes to home, she'll always bring herself down and submit. It is only when a woman is not receiving the love and the support from a man, then there'll be a lot of problem. There'll be a lot of chaos in that home. But one thing I know is that a woman has a very soft spot when she's loved right, when she's respected, and when she's supported by a man. I submit, CJ.
I submit, City. Thank you very much. Now, in a household, and bringing the issue of equality, equal rights, does a woman, okay, or is a woman supposed to be at the same level with a man in a home? Is a woman at the same level as a man?
Wow, that's a question.
Wow, that's a question. Hello?
Is that a question,
Is that
CJ?
a question, CJ? Yeah, it's a question. Should a woman be at the same
Okay.
level as a man? Mhm.
Um,
Um,
what I can
what
say,
I can
as I
say,
said
as I
earlier,
said
to
earlier,
say
to
God,
say God,
God, uh,
God,
God created the 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 what can I say? He had put the the positions of a man, the position of a woman. God said, "Let there be man." Okay, and He created him in His own image. Okay, so when we talk about man, man is God in a man. That's what I can say. That's why, as a woman, it's like you go to submit to your priest or maybe to your what you knew. You leave your own priest in a home, who's your husband, because your husband is equal to God. He's a priest in that home. So you can't be equal with your man, because God made let us create man in our image. God created man, and He said it is not good for a man to be alone. Let us create him a helper. And woman was created. So there will be no equal. Woman will not be equal to a man. They will never be equal to a man. I gave an example of work. You can only be equal to a man when it comes to work, which is the physical work. Like if you are an engineer, I can also be an engineer, CJ. If you can be a doctor, I can also be a doctor. We can work equally the same as a man, as a woman. But when it comes to the fundamental of or maybe like the what, the way God created marriage, you cannot be equal with your man, your husband. Your husband will always be the head. Your husband will always lead the home. You will submit. It doesn't matter if I'm getting 100,000 kwacha, my husband is getting a 10,000 kwacha. When it comes to the order of God, the way he planned marriage, the man will always be the head of the house. And the woman will always submit
woman who
and
always
be a
submit
helper.
and be.
Because a woman is a helper. I put a helpmate. So together we make decisions. And to a man again, a helpmate is not something that you can step on. A woman is not something that you can step on because I'm the head of the house. Because God said that's why He took us from the rib of a woman, from the rib of a man. So it's from side. We are working side by side. Not that because you are the head, then you can step on a woman. I'm supposed to make this because I'm the head of the house, because I'm this and that. No, woman is not supposed to be stepped on. She's your helpmate. You walk side by side with your wife. You walk side by side with your wife. So you both fulfill the assignment that God has given you together with love, with submission. It doesn't mean that my submission, it doesn't mean whatever my husband should say, I should say yes. No. Submission means I allow you to lead me. I allow you to love me as my husband. So I'm allowing you to lead me. That is submission. Not that, no, because I'm the head, whatever you say, I should say yes. No, that is not submission. Submission means allowing you to lead me as a husband, allowing you to lead this home as a man, allowing you to love me, allowing you to be responsible over my life. That is submission, submissive. Okay?
Okay. I like the issue of submission that you've brought in. In
Yes.
most modern homes, is there a crisis a leadership crisis, especially from men, okay, where it seems women seem to have an upper hand in most of the things. They seem to be running the home and making the big decisions, okay? Is there, what are some of the things that might be leading this lack of leadership that is easily leading even into homes being broken?
Yes, CJ.
Yes, CJ.
Today in our modern days, there's a lot of lack of leadership from men. There's a lot of lack of leadership from men. As you said to say, for example, a woman, he's the breadwinner. Some men have become so lazy and fold their hands and they do not take the leadership that God has given them. They feel like, oh, the woman will take care of me. She can do that for me. She can do this for me. Slowly we are forgetting to say, I am the leader, I am the head of this home. I should lead this home. So most of the time today, we find that some men have become so irresponsible. The woman will take up every responsibility. The woman will take up all that responsibility. Like the woman will take up even the headship of a man, the leadership in a home. The man, all they know is that maybe just to humanize, to eat the money of the wife and everything, no leadership at all in a home. And that is actually leading to a lot of confusion and a lot of divorces in a home because a man has forgotten the leadership that God has given him. It doesn't matter even if your wife is getting more money. What we need is a man. It's like we have a lot of males getting into marriage, but we have few men that is taking the leadership that God has given them and take that responsibility as a man and head the home. They've become so relaxed. They've become relaxed. A lot of men have become relaxed. A lot of men have thrown away their leadership the Lord has given them. A lot of men have thrown away that. They've become so irresponsible. You find that the woman is taking all the responsibility of a man. CJ, honestly, how do you expect that home to be run? Because it will be run by a woman. Because the man has thrown away the headship that God has given them. So the woman will take that leadership. And do you think there'll be respect in a home? There'll be no respect. Because it's like the woman has taken your place that God has given you. And you want to take the place of a woman. So in such a home, there will be no respect. Because you have thrown away the leadership that God has given you. You have thrown away that headship that God has given you. God said, you shall be the head and you shall lead. Because a man listens to God and leads the family. Okay? So a woman who does not listen to God and leads the family, there will be chaos in a home. Thank you, CJ.
Thank you, CJ. Yeah, it's like the tables have turned. The woman has become the man and the man has become the
Exactly.
woman. Exactly. But you know,
That is what is
when you look
happening
at,
now.
that is what is happening now. You know, currently a lot of things have been commercialized. You find even the counseling is not being done properly. From the woman's perspective, wakazi wama wapunzisa maning how to take care of a home, how to take care of a husband. For men, not much is done mostly. You find maybe the counseling nika 1 week, 2 weeks before the marriage, you know. And I think men need a lot of mentorship to understand what it means to be a man, not just being a male, but really being a man. So I think with all this modernization, we seem to have commercialized a lot of things, and even when it comes to the reality of marriage, it is not being taught. Wantotamengela sebe ma functions, ma wedding, and all these machiranga muliro, you know. Are you hearing me?
Yes, I'm
Yes,
getting you,
I'm
CJ.
getting you, CJ. Yeah, so a lot needs to be done. Now, as we are coming to the end of the program, it's unfortunate that the evangelist is unable to join us. Probably network, connectivity has been very bad today. Now,
Yes.
yeah. In concluding, what would your advice be, for example, to partners that are in a habit of making decisions without involving the partner? Okay, and sometimes it's a thing that they do deliberate. Okay, they just decide and then they'll just say, oh, sorry, I had forgotten that we need to do this, or I have to do this, and then they just go ahead, make decisions. How should a partner handle the friend or the spouse who's in a habit of imposing things on them, uh, who doesn't consult when it comes to making important decisions?
Okay, CJ. What I can say is that a couple that work, plan, and make decisions together, they prosper. They prosper together. A couple that does not uh, work together, make decisions together, mostly there is always confusion in a home. Yes. So that's what I can say. You mentioned something like in our modern days, it has become so commercialized that a woman is being taught more than a man, which is very true. Some time back, a man would be like, as they're growing up in a teenage stage, they'll be with their grandfather. They'll be teaching them the ways of life. They'll be teaching them how to become a man. A lot of teachings were coming there. You sit with elderly men, they will teach you that even that by the time you'll be going into marriage as a man, they've already prepared you. But today you pick a shibukombe from the road that will just be interested in taking the money, not even interested in sitting you down and teaching you how to become a man, how to run a home, how to take care of the woman that God has given you. You find that a woman will be taught a lot of things, how to take care of the home, how to take care of the man that God has given him, her. So there's this also, Kelsey. If the man is really taught, if we put more, and this is what also has brought a lot of confusion. When we looked at girl child, we neglected the boy child. Most of the time we said we're looking more into the girl child, the boy child has been neglected. The boy child, most of the time, they are seen and not even like considered to say, preparing them to be better men. We have concentrated on preparing a woman to be a better wife, but we have neglected the boy child to prepare them to be a better man tomorrow. So I think there should be balance. We shouldn't neglect a boy child. We should balance up. The more focus we focus on the girl child, bringing up a girl child to become a better wife tomorrow, can we also get back to our roots and get the boy child also and start preparing them to be a better man, to be a better husband tomorrow in a home? Thank you so much, CJ. Are you able to get me? Hello, CJ. Hello, CJ. Hello, CJ.
Who is supposed to make decisions in the home? Is it true that the man should make all the decisions and the woman must submit? Equal rights in marriage. Do happy marriages exist where 50-50 is practiced? Should the wife be equal to the husband? How do you handle a controlling partner? Join us at 20 hours on Tuesday, October 22nd as we discuss these and other issues right here on Ubuntu channel.